The pony car, an American icon, born in the 1960s to appeal to a younger, more energetic generation. Their sporty lines embody a sense of freedom, independence, style, and performance. As sales of pony cars skyrocketed, U.S. automakers began to offer race-ready models purpose-built to defeat each other's offerings on the racing circuit. With powerful V8 engines under the hood and race-tuned suspensions, these fierce competitors battled it out for the latter half of the decade on circuits across America.
If you love cars, this is where it all starts, in the empty parking areas and on the city streets where you race your mates between stoplights. We do this in the very first cars we owned, or the ones we saved up for later. We're talking about affordable heroes, cars that bring performance to the people. Whether they're smoking around a patch of waste ground or hammering along a city circuit you designed yourself. They aren't the most expensive and they won't win every drag race, but they all prove one thing. You don't need $1 million to have a car with a big heart.
The modern GT. To see one on the road is a rare treat. To drive one is a thrill never forgotten. These are the cars that inherit all the proven racing technology of their more exotic track-bound cousins, wrapping it in excellent finish work, rich materials, and an exterior designed to turn heads on the road. But when the stadium lights turn on and the signal lights turn green, it's staggering acceleration, rail-tight cornering, and blistering lap times that do the talking.
Car bowling is a deceptively simple idea. In fact, it's pretty much like normal bowling, but without the slippery floor and ugly shoes. We've positioned some bowling pins around the Top Gear track. It's your job to knock them down by driving around as sideways as possible with lots of smoke pouring off your tires.
Ferrari, founded by a master of automotive design who grudgingly sold road cars to finance his passion for the track. Lamborghini, created by a tractor magnate who dared tell Ferrari how to improve their cars. From the minds of eccentric men of vision sprung two legendary automotive brands, the Stallion and the Bull. Two powerful beasts, two bitter rivals, two Italian automotive icons.
They operate on the bleeding edge of physical possibility. Some are made in batches so small and at such dizzying expense that you have to be invited to buy one. Many combine batteries with petrol to make more power and use materials you'd usually find on a spaceship. All of which has led to a new ground-based space race and unfathomable top speeds. These aren't just the fastest cars of their time. They're the fastest cars ever.
They have license plates and you can drive them on the road, but make no mistake, these are hardcore grade A track day weapons, and anything to make them road legal is of trivial concern. More importantly, they weigh about the same as a paper bag and have excellent power to weight figures. This means they accelerate like superbikes, and it's hard to imagine them losing to anything costing under 6 figures.
Some say he was created when a particle experiment went wrong. All we know is he's not the Stig. He's the Stig's digital cousin. After diagnostic tests and some extensive probing, he's been found to be identical to the real Stig in every way except one. There's a glitch in the code, which makes it possible to beat him. In this challenge, that's exactly what you'll attempt to do, as you race against him one-on-one in identical cars.
If racing is supposed to be a non-contact sport, then nobody told these guys. Because if you don't finish a touring car race with battle scars and a missing mirror, you're doing it wrong. They might look similar to everyday cars, but the shape is pretty much the only thing they have in common. Inside, they're stripped to the metal. The bodywork is replaced by beefy new panels. And unlike your mother's car, they spit flames from their exhausts.
Racing at night takes a special kind of courage. As daylight fades and the track closes in, the world becomes two pools of light just 50 meters ahead. And at 150 miles an hour, that's a distance that passes in a heartbeat. Once you've left the stadium lights, the apex of every corner becomes incredibly elusive, appearing just fractions of a second before it passes. This is where a car and driver become one, alone in the dark, cutting through night in relentless pursuit of victory.
Cars like these are mostly to be found at Le Mans and other round-the-clock races where, despite giving 100% for hour after hour, they can't break down or crash. And sometimes that's easier said than done. There are extremely fast cars, the prototypes made purely for long-distance racing, and others, the Grand Tourers, that are modified to go the distance. Together, they represent billions of dollars of investment, and they compete in the world's most famous and valuable races.
These are the poster cars, the ones you had on your bedroom wall as a kid. Who knows, you might still have them on your bedroom wall, because even when you're old enough to buy proper art in frames, it'll never look as good as the cars we have here. They're the ones we all dream of, the ones built in exotic places with top speeds that would tempt you to build your own runway.